Newcastle News Golf Championship for 40 years has been a pressure-packed tournament where sometimes your hands just won't stop sweating. The difference between winning the tournament and being a runner-up is as little as an inch. In 1995, Joe DiMuccio, attempting to be the tournament's youngest winner, needed this to fall to tie his uncle Albert DiMuccio. When he missed right, Albert won his second News Tournament championship. 1996, another pressure-packed tournament. Larry Mumford, champion in 1975 and again in 1978 and 79, was attempting to erase John DiMuccio's record as going the longest time between championships. He fell short, and so did Ralph Latrena, despite a sizzling final round. Was unable to catch the 1996 winner, Randy Beck. For Latrena, it was the second year in a row that he had finished as the runner-up. Would 1997 be his year? Would it be the year that Ralph Latrena can stand in the center of the picture and hold the championship trophy? In 1997, the pressure was evident on the gallery and in the faces of the players alike. Would 1997 be Latrena's year? Or would his attempt to become a first-time champion lip out? Would 1997 be Joe DiMuccio's year? Would he be able to make that desperation putt this time? Or would his chances also go down in despair? To the victors go the spoils. To the winner, the title as the best golfer in Lawrence County.
To understand why Adelphia Communications invests nearly $1 million annually in education, all you have to do is to step into any classroom in schools served by Adelphia. It is here that our future is being nurtured, one mind at a time. With so much at stake, we want to make sure our children are presented with every opportunity possible. Adelphia Cable in the Classroom, a vital part to the success of our community.
Over 80% of children ages 12 and older will try drugs or alcohol sometime in their lives. Adelphia Cable and the Newcastle City Police Department have teamed together for DARE. We give students accurate information about substance abuse, decision-making skills, and ways to resist peer pressure. Help put an end where drug use begins.
Sunday, July 27th. The field had been cut from 132 players who teed off on Saturday to 32 players who teed off on Sunday, a day as pristine as a summer flower. Leading the field of 32 were Joe DiMuccio, who shot 69, and Ralph Latrena, who also shot 69. Both players were out early, sharpening their game and sharpening their wit.
Be careful, because I have the same thoughts as you do. Wait, just a moment. Don't worry, Ralph, I'll be 20 yards past you.
The first players to tee off on Sunday shot 77 the day before. Those included Vince Rozat, Dave Petrucci, Jim Pegley Jr., Steve Richmond, Jeff Cavelli, Dave Bordenero shot 76, but they all knew they needed a big day if they had any hopes of catching the leaders. When you shoot 77 the first day, what do you do the second day?
I think the pressure's off, so you just go out there and just be fast and loose and just shoot for all the pins, and hopefully we'll make some long putts and short putts.
Also shooting 76 was Jim Hogue. He finished at 169. Jim Campelli shot 76, finishing at 155. Mike Kirkwood, 76. He finished at 154. How's your game? Can you shoot 66 today?
I've been playing pretty good at times. I didn't play good yesterday, but I don't know. I just got off to a bad start and I fought it all day.
I guess the game comes down to putting, especially on this golf course. The greens are very small, and you're going to have to make a lot of 5-6 footers for birdie or par a lot of times because you know it's not easy to hit the green sometimes. How's your short putting stroke working?
It wasn't too good yesterday. That was kind of why I shot 75.
I understand you got a new putter.
Yeah, I got another putter today.
Okay.
So that's what happens. But you can't be in the wrong spots. I got in some bad places on holes that I'm still not that familiar with this golf course. That you can't be right or left or above the hole, and I did, and I got panicky and three-putted because I left him too far short, trying to hit him too easy, and thinking I was at the country club on number 11 or 13. Yeah. But today's another day, so there's no pressure there. Just go out and play.
Good luck. Thanks. Joining Ragnar Beck at 75 was Bill Bonner, who finished at 75 and 150. Bill Richards, 75, 155. Albert DiMuccio, past champion in 1990 and again in 1995. When you teed off in 1995, as I recall, you were 73 the first day. The leaders were 69. You were 4 shots back. You're 6 shots back today. Do you still got a shot?
Yeah, you always got to believe you have a shot when you go out. Like Jimmy says, we got to go out and shoot a number. Pressure's off. We go out, try to make a bunch of birdies right out of the gate, and maybe shoot around that I haven't shot for quite a few years.
Albert DiMuccio couldn't do that. He shot 75 and 76 on Sunday, finishing at 151. Joe Toscano, 75, 152. Randy Beck did finish with a 71, which tied the low round of the day on Sunday. He birdied 3 holes on the front 9 and finished at 146. John McCormick finished at 153. Bill Tanner at 156. Doug Mort, 74, opening round, finishing at 153. We have with us Ed Milano. Ed Milano was the Newcastle News Tournament winner in 1972, Eddie. Richard Nixon, I think, was still president. He may have been impeached by then, but that was a long time ago.
He wasn't impeached.
How do you compete with these young guys?
Well, I'm still hitting the ball about as far. My short game is not there. I missed the green about 4 times from inside 100 yards, and didn't get up and down a couple times. I think I had 7 bogeys. Shot 74 or 7 bogeys.
Eddie Milano shot 75 on Sunday to finish at 149. Larry Mumford, 3-time past champion, had a fine 73 on Sunday, but coupled with his 74 on Saturday, finished at 147. We have with us Robert Friends to my right and Ryan Friends to my left. Robert shot 73 yesterday, Ryan shot 72. They're out in the second from the last group. I don't think we've ever been at the Newcastle News Golf Tournament where we had brothers so close to the lead. How do you feel about that?
Feels good. I mean, I've never played with him before in a tournament. I mean, he's playing well, I'm playing well, so it should all go well today.
Rumor was, Ryan, that you guys were begging off, that you didn't want to play together in this tournament, in this last round.
Well, he has more of a problem with it than I do. But I guess it's going to happen. It should be fun.
Is that because you're younger than him?
Yeah, probably.
And is that because you beat him by 1 stroke yesterday?
Yeah, definitely.
And if you beat him by a stroke today, what's going to happen?
Well, he'll hear about it, but other than that, he'll just come back and try to get me next year.
Good luck, guys. I know your dad and mom are proud of you. Good luck.
Okay, thanks.
It was a tough day for the Friends brothers on Sunday. Ryan Friend shot 78 to finish at 150, while brother Rob shot an 83 to finish at 156. Philip Richards, Mark Twain once said that rumors of my death are premature. And I think there's been rumors of your golf death in the last few years. That's true. You resurrected yourself. That's true. What is it that you're doing differently today than you've done like maybe last year and the year before? Because you're playing pretty good golf this year.
As far as yesterday, I hit the driver good. I got up and down. I made the putts that I've been missing, and I just come in with a good score.
Philip couldn't get those putts to fall on Sunday, shooting the final round 80. We got John Smorelli with us and Joe DiMuccio. John shot 72 yesterday and was the winner of the Elwood City Ledger Tournament 2 weeks ago. I think you shot 500.
Yeah, that's right. I played well this week. I'm playing pretty good. Hopefully things will go a little bit better today.
Do you think you can catch this guy next to you?
I don't know. He's pretty good.
You have to spot him 3 shots.
It's a lot of room to make up. Hopefully I can do it.
Two-time news champion John DiMuccio shot an opening round 71. He will be playing in the next to the last group on Sunday, 2 shots behind the leaders. We got with us John DiMuccio, past champion in 1970 and again in 1980. I checked the records, John. No past winner has ever won this tournament in 3 different decades. Can you be the one?
I don't know, that just tells me I'm old.
Let me tell you how old you are. The last time you won this Newcastle News Golf Tournament, I was just matriculating at the University of Akron. Ronald Reagan was in his first year as President of the United States, and the great white whale Moby Dick was in the Guppy Pond at the Pittsburgh Zoo. Perennial contender John Frank would also play in the next to the last group on Sunday after shooting an opening round 71. You've been in this position before. You, if I'm not mistaken, have a couple seconds in the Newcastle News Golf Tournament, and you've been in the hunt many times before. What do you try to do differently today than you've done in the past?
Just do something different. Not try to play conservative, not try to just go out there and play a decent round, go out there and try to play well. Put a round together that'll make somebody, respect it. Make them play better. Hard to do, but that's what you gotta do.
We're with Doug Bledgy, one of the best golfers in Lawrence County. 1995, Doug, on the same golf course. You were leading the tournament with 9 holes to go, and I think the par 5s, you bogeyed both of them on the back, as I recall. What do you got to do to win today?
I think if I can just keep it around par, keep the ball in play off the tee, and maybe hit some greens. Yesterday, I think I hit 7 or 8 greens. So I just kind of hung on, made some nice par putts, got up and down when I had to. So I think there's a lot of room for improvement today. So hopefully I can get some greens and get some birdie putts to go.
Doug Bledgy did make 4 birdies on Sunday, but his final round 73 left him at 144, 4 behind the eventual leaders. We're with Eddie DiCarbo, who shot 70 yesterday, playing in the last group with 3 guys probably close to half your age, Eddie. You got to bring it home for the old-timers. Tell us, first of all, a little bit about your round yesterday.
Well, I hit it pretty straight, kept it in play, and hit quite a few greens, and the few greens that I missed, I was only like 5-6 feet off the green, so it made it easy to get up and down.
DiCarbo shot 37 on the front 9 on Sunday to trail the leaders by 2, but a double bogey 7 at the par 5 13th put an end to his day. Joey, 69, you're playing in the last group. This is kind of like deja vu all over again. As Yogi Berra once said, you were in the last group 2 years ago in pretty much a similar situation. What can you take with you by way of experience from your final group appearance in 1995?
Oh, I'm not as nervous this year as I was 2 years ago, but I'm making a lot of birdies, so I just got to eliminate the bogeys. A couple years ago, I made a couple bogeys that hurt me. Yesterday, I made a couple bogeys, but I'm making birdies, so if I just eliminate the bogeys, I should do pretty good.
DiMuccio made 4 birdies on Sunday to finish at 71, final score 140. However, he couldn't shake the stare of Ralph Latrena. There's so many people who expect you to win this tournament, and yet it hasn't happened. And it's not because you haven't played well. I mean, you've played well, but it seems like every time you're in contention, somebody else just plays a little better. Do you feel any extra pressure?
A little bit. I think because every year coming in, I'm the favorite, and I like being the underdog. Like when I play in the Tri-State Open in the West Bend, there's a lot of good players. It's just like, I'm the underdog. I'm coming from behind, And, I'm more relaxed here. I'm expecting to do well, and I try to do well for everybody who wants me to do well, and it gets tough sometimes.
Trenna did do well, and it would be tough as he began the long walk to achieve his goal of becoming the Newcastle News golf champion. We're here again with Buff Trenna, Red Trenna, and Jim Cavaricci. These are three men who've probably watched every news tournament ever played here at Sylvan Heights and probably many of the other venues where the tournament has been played. Not only do they know the golf course, but they're excellent prognosticators. And what do you think today, Mr. Trenna?
I'm going with my nephew, Ralphie Trenna.
He's been here before. He's a great player. He's won a lot of tournaments not only in Lawrence County, but throughout Western Pennsylvania. There's probably a lot of pressure on him, and we have his dad here. What do you think, Bob?
Well, I think if he'll be in the hunt, I'd rather see him a couple shots behind so he can play better, but we'll see what happens. I think he'll do all right. I think Putt's good. He'll win.
Hello, I'm Amy Catlin. The NAACP is there 24 hours a day, just for you. We need you, you need us. We need to build our Freedom Army. Please renew your membership or solicit a friend today.
Support the NAACP. Call 652-5381. This has been a public service message of Adelphia Cable and the NAACP.
Listen for this 6-second beep. It may save your life. What you have just heard is a Lawrence County Management Agency alert informing you of an emergency situation, such as a storm, flood, or tornado. When your screen goes blank, safety instructions will follow. Turn to channels 2 through 13 or the Weather Channel. Pay attention and follow any instructions given.
National Weather Service has just issued.
For about the past 8 years, the Newcastle News Golf Tournament has run a seniors division, and 4 of the past 8 years, that seniors division was run by Connie Palumbo. Connie shot an 80 yesterday, and he trails Don Bromley by 3 strokes. Don, you shot 77 yesterday? That is correct. Okay. Now, the only problem that we have here is that Connie Palumbo is now a Social Security recipient. I want to make sure we say that because his wife didn't know that. And Don Bromley's a lot younger than he. You're spotting Don Bromley 3 strokes ago. Do you think you can catch him? I think he's supposed to be 5. What do you got to do to make up 3 strokes instead of 2?
Well, I would play a lot better than I played yesterday. DB's a competitor. We're very close friends, but we can't discount the 2 guys to my left over here because anything can happen in this game. Any one of us are capable of shooting around par to 75. If you do that, you have a chance to possibly win the tournament.
After hitting his second shot over the green at number 1, Joe DiMuccio played short with his pitch. Ralph Trenna also missed the green on 1. However, he pitched to about 8 feet of the hole. DiMuccio almost holed his 4th shot, leaving himself a tap-in for bogey 5. Ed DiCarlo had about 20 feet for birdie on number 1. However, his attempt fell just short and he tapped in for his par. When Ralph Trenna made this 8-footer for his par at number 1, he became the leader of the tournament by 1 over Joe DiMuccio. Doug Bledgy tapped in that putt for his par at number 1. He would be 2 behind the leaders. Number 2 at Sylvan Heights, often played as number 11, is one of the toughest par 3s in Lawrence County. And if you miss the green, up and down is almost impossible, as Rob Friends found out on Sunday. Brother Ryan Friends had this putt for birdie, but it lipped out. He would tap that in to make his par 3. Rob Friends would end up making 5 on the par 3 second, and would start his day bogey, double bogey. One of the leaders in the last group, Phil Richards, also missed the green on 2. and he also found out how difficult it is to get his pitch close to the hole. Joe DiMuccio hits an excellent approach shot on the par 3 second. Leaving his shot about 5 feet above the hole. Doug Bledgy at number 2. He would make bogey. Ed DiCarbo at number 2. He also finds it difficult to get his pitch close to the hole, and he also would make bogey. Bledgy's par putt is well short. Ralph Latrena at number 2 shows us his magical touch as he almost holes out that shot and will tap that in for par. The troubles for Ryan Friends continue at number 3. After opening with a bogey on number 1 and a par at 2, he leaves this putt below the hole at number 3. Rob Friends putting for birdie. This green is steeply sloped from front to back, and as a result, his birdie attempt goes several feet past the hole. Ryan Friends' birdie attempt also runs several feet past the hole on this undulated green. Rob Friends misses his par putt and taps in for bogey. He would have opened the tournament bogey, double bogey, bogey. Ryan Friends also misses. He opens the tournament on Sunday with bogey, par, bogey. Phil Richards at number 3 has tree problems. He punches out from underneath the pine and runs his approach shot several feet past the hole. John Frank at number 3, after a double bogey on 1 and a par at 2, hits his approach beautifully within 6 feet of the cup. Phil Richards' third shot is a long, downhill, slippery putt that runs several feet past the hole. Number 3 at Sylvan Heights is a green that is steeply slanted from front to back. John DiMuccio's birdie putt falls short. Phil Richards for par. He would lip out. John Frank from 6 feet for birdie. He would make that to go back to 1 over for the day and 2 over for the tournament. After starting his round with a par on number 1 and a bogey on 2, Ed DiCarbo hit a perfect tee ball at number 3. His approach shot from 80 yards ended up within 3 feet of the hole. When he made this birdie putt, Ed DiCarbo was even for the day and 1 under for the tournament, 1 behind the leader, Ralph Latrenta. Phil Richards' problems continued at number 4. He started the day with a par on 1, bogeys at 2 and 3. John Frank's approach shot at number 4 came down within birdie distance. John DiMuccio, who opened the day with a bogey at 1 and pars at 2 and 3, would miss this putt for birdie at number 4. When Phil Richards missed this putt for par at number 4, it would be his third bogey in 4 holes. DiMuccio's putting woes continue, and he misses this for par at number 4, and he now goes 2 over for the day. However, John Frank rammed in that 4-footer for his second birdie of the day to go back to even par for the tournament. Joe DiMuccio at number 4 would hit a perfect tee ball. He started the day with a bogey at 1 and parred 2 and 3. However, he would soon begin his birdie run with birdies at 4 and 5. Ralph LaTrenna, who opened the day with pars at 1, 2, and 3, left this birdie putt short at number 4. However, when he tapped in this putt for par, he remained the co-leader with Joe DiMuccio. At the par 5 fifth, Smorelli hit his second shot in the sand. However, his third shot left him approximately 6 feet from the hole. He needed this putt for birdie. He opened the day with pars at 1 and 2, a bogey at 3, and a birdie at 4. If he were to make this, he would be 1 under for the day and even for the tournament. He did, and now he trailed the leaders by 2 shots. Doug Bledgy at number 5 hit a perfect tee ball. I quit on mine just a hair. However, you can tell from his expression that his second shot left a lot to be desired. Joe DiMuccio had to punch out from under the trees at number 5. And his third approach left him approximately 10 feet, but above the hole. This is the 4th shot of Doug Bledgy. He was short. His 5th shot ran several feet past the hole. The par 5s had been Doug Bledgy's nemesis 2 years ago, and it appeared they would be his nemesis today. His bogey putt at 5 was short. He tapped this in for double bogey 7. After a birdie at 4, Joe DiMuccio had this for birdie at 5. He would make it and take a 1-shot lead in the tournament over Ralph LaTrenna. John Frank was making a mini run. He had double bogeyed 1, par 2, but birdied 3 and 4. He made par at 5, and now came to the par 5 6th, a relatively easy par 5. However, as you can see, his tee ball was well right. It was nothing but trouble from there, and his 5th shot on the hole left him about 8 feet for bogey. When his putt lipped out, John Frank tapped in for double bogey 7. Frank was now 2 over for the day and 5 shots behind the leaders. Doug Bledgy attempting to redeem himself. His 3rd shot at the par 5 6th left him with a difficult side hill putt. He would make it for birdie to get him back to 2 over for the day, but 5 shots behind the leader, Joe DiMuccio. John Smorelli would run into trouble at the par 4 8th. He took off his socks and shoes and stuck his foot in the pond. However, he hit it 25 feet above the hole. He would need this putt for par. It was not to be, and left himself this difficult 5-footer for bogey. He made it to save his bogey. He would now be 1 over for the day, 6 behind the leaders. Doug Bledgy at 8. His approach about 22 feet above the hole. He would make this for birdie to continue his charge back into contention. Bledgy at 9 from off the green. He hits it about 6 feet past the cup. Eddie DeCarbo would need this for birdie But like many of his other putts on this final Sunday, they would not go in. Ralph Latrena for birdie. He too would miss. He thought he had it. Joe DiMuccio for birdie, and he also would miss. Joe DiMuccio would tap that in for his par. Ed DiCarbo needed this for his par. However, when his putt leaked right, he would finish the front nine at 2 over 37. He would now be 2 shots behind the leaders with 9 holes to play. Doug Bledgy tapped in this for his par to finish also at 2 over 37, and he would be 3 shots behind the leaders. DiMuccio and Latrena tapped in for par to shoot 36. 1 over, 1 under for the tournament, and co-leaders with 9 holes to play.
Here's where the tournament starts. Back 9. Just go out and play good golf.
You seem to be struggling with those short ones. You made a great putt to start the day on 1, but then, just barely caught the lip here, barely caught the lip on 5, and lipped out on 6 would appear to be a cinch birdie.
Maybe I should leave myself like 10-footers. I'll make them.
Good luck, 9 to play. Joey, you hit a couple great putts on 7, again on 8, and again on 6, really. They looked like they had a shot. They burned the edge. How do you feel?
I don't know. I'm just going to keep hitting them. They got to go in. I'm hitting really good putts. I hit 6, 7, 8.
Right.
2 for par, 1 for birdie.
Right.
All 3 of my thoughts hit that hole.
Right.
I made this one here.
Right. 9 holes to play. What are your thoughts?
Whoever doesn't make the most bogeys, you got, like I said before, you gotta limit the bogeys. I made 3. I think Ralphie made 2. Yeah, now it's a cat fight.
Good luck. Thanks. And what a fight it would be. We'll be back with the fantastic finish of the 40th annual Newcastle News Golf Tourney.
Philadelphia Cable, we firmly believe the education of our youth is vital to the success of our community.
The other 2 members of the seniors force include Don Waters and Jim Hambrick. Don Waters was a past champion of the seniors event in 1995. Donnie, you shot 87 yesterday, which is a little uncharacteristic for you, and you're spotting the field 10 shots. What do you got to do today to get back in the convention?
I don't think there's much I can do. Just go out and play and hope to play a good game.
Can we reveal your age? Because I know you don't look it.
I'm 68. Yeah. 68 going on 69. I'm satisfied.
Everybody that knows Donnie Waters knows that he's a great golfer, and he has 2 children that are also pretty good golfers. I was telling him a story before we began. When I was a child, your daughter Terry, who was probably one of the best athletes ever to come out of this area, used to play golf with the boys and out-hit us by 20 yards. Yes, she was.
She was knocking the ball really good this year, and she went to Brazil for probably a week or something like that. So she didn't play me.
Jimmy Hambrick, 87. What do you think you got to do today to try to catch up to the rest of these guys?
Not much I think is just play.
How's your game?
My game is awful.
What do you think about spotting Don Baum with 10 shots?
I think it's sort of rough.
We have a hard day. In a normal day here at Sylvan Heights, who would be getting the strokes if you guys went out there to play? Me. Good luck today, Jimmy. Thank you. Donnie Waters finished the day with an 84, 87, 171 to finish 3rd. Jim Hambrick shot 88-87 to finish at 175 and finish fourth. Connie Palumbo, four-time past winner, would save his heroics for the last hole. Don Bromley would shoot 83 on the last day. Coupled with his 77 opening round, he would finish at 160. The Newcastle News Golf Seniors Championship has been a very popular event over the last several years. It gives seasoned players such as Don Bromley, Don Waters, Jim Hambrick, and Connie Palumbo a chance to compete in the seniors division. These are all excellent players who have the ability to score well in competitive conditions. The seniors championship this year came down to the last hole. Don Bromley opened with a 38 over the front 9 holes to take a 5-shot lead on Connie Palumbo with 9 holes to play. And when Don Bromley made birdie at the par 4 11th, his lead swelled to 6, but that's when Palumbo began his charge. Palumbo actually took the lead after 15 by 1 shot. However, a double bogey at the 17th put Bromley back ahead by 1. At the 18th, Palumbo makes birdie. When Bromley double bogeyed, Palumbo won the tournament by 2 shots. And while the seniors were finishing, the rest of the tournament was just heating up. 1 over, 2 behind the leaders. What do you think?
I like my position right now. After the shank, I'm happy to be where I'm at right now.
Yes.
It's hard to get those out of your mind when you do that once.
Yes. Good luck. Good luck, my man. Thank you. Disaster would strike Doug Bledgy again at the par 4 10th. He needed this putt for par and came up woefully short. When he missed his putt for bogey, he tapped in for double bogey 6. He was now 5 behind the leaders. Doug Bledgy's a streaky player capable of putting together a string of birdies. However, he knew that he was not playing for the consolation prize. John DiMuccio had stayed in the hunt. Through 9 holes, he shot 38 and was 5 behind the leader. He knew if he was going to make a run, it would have to begin on the backside at numbers 10 and 11. So too did John Frank stay in the running with a front 9 of 38. Frank made birdie at 10. DiMuccio par. When DiMuccio's birdie putt just missed at 11, he tapped in for 4. But he too knew that his chances of winning were over. John Frank had made a birdie at 10. However, when his birdie putt at 11 lipped out, it took the wind out of his sails. John Frank would finish 38-38 for 76, 147. DiMuccio would finish 38-36, 74, 71, 145 and finish in the tie for 4th. Number 11 at Sylvan Heights is a birdie hole, a short par 4. Latrena's approach shot ended up within 6 feet of the cup. Joe DiMuccio had hit a gigantic tee ball, leaving him just in front of the green. His approach shot rolled by about 8 feet. He made it for birdie and momentarily took a 1-shot lead on Latrena. But as he would do all day, Latrena answered the challenge. He ran in this birdie to stay even with DiMuccio. He was tied for the lead with 7 holes to go. Ralph Latrena has been here before. He was trying to draw on all his resources to get pumped up for the last 7 holes. And he would take the lead at 12. This magnificent pitch shot left him within 2 feet for par. Joe DiMuccio had this putt for his par, and when he missed right, for the first time since number 1, he trailed Latrena. This tap-in for par would be the first of several momentum swings over the final 7 holes. you know your position? Back it up in comparison to the leaders.
I believe everybody's one under.
Correct, one under. How did you play the front nine?
Hit a few bad shots, like bogey 2 easy holes, 1 over. Made birdie on the first hole. Just gonna try to get some more out here. Try to get at least 1-2 under, because I think that's what it's gonna take.
1 or 2 under to win the tournament?
So right now it looks that way, but you never know. If somebody gets hot, they might take it deeper.
Smorelli started the back nine with a birdie at 10. He parred 11 and 12. He had this putt for birdie at 13. A slippery downhill putt ran past the hole 10, 12 feet. When he missed his comebacker for par, Smorelli made bogey. He would finish the tournament shooting 73 on Sunday. Coupled with his 72 on Saturday, he finished at 145 and in a tie for 4th place with John DiMuccio. Latrena had this approach shot on 13. After a perfect tee ball, he left himself 80 yards to the stick. DiMuccio's approach on 13 was magnificent. He knocked the ball onto the fringe. It would be a certain birdie. But Latrena would answer the bell. He hit an excellent shot, approximately 10 feet above the hole. DiMuccio's pitch and run almost went in. He would tap in for birdie. If Latrena wanted to hold the lead, he would need to make this 10-footer. A putt that Smorelli had knocked 8 to 10 feet past the hole only moments before. Latrena was again up to the challenge. He would hold the lead by 1, a sigh of relief. But the tournament was only beginning to heat up. DiMuccio's tap-in left him 1 behind the leader. They marched on to the par 3, 14. Latrena hit an excellent tee ball. The hole measures 190 yards to a very narrow green. He placed it 25 feet below the hole. Would DiMuccio be able to answer? His tee ball drifted left into the high frog hair that surrounds the green. It would test all his skills to get this up and down. Would he be up to the challenge? You bet. He almost knocked it in. He would leave himself within 6 inches for his tap-in par. Latrena for birdie. To take a 2-shot lead, but he would leave it short. Both players would make par at 14. They would go to the 15th, a very narrow par 4 with a small green. At 15, Latrena hit his drive right behind the pine tree. He had 2 choices, pitch out or go through. He hit a driver under the tree, a risky but magnificent shot that left him in the back of the green. He would need an excellent up and down to save his par. Doug Gledge, after his double bogey at 10, desperately needed birdies to get back into the hunt. His approach shot at 15 left him within 20 feet of the hole. DiMuccio hit a huge tee ball at 15. Actually, he was too close to the green, and it made it a very difficult shot. It was difficult for him to get enough spin on the ball so that he could hit it onto the green. His only play was to attempt to bump it on. He missed short left. Latrena's pitch left him 8 feet from the hole. DiMuccio from the fog here. He almost knocked it in. An excellent touch around the green. He would have less than a foot for his par. Bledgy, desperately needing birdies, rammed in this 20-footer for 3. Could Latrena again meet the challenge? He needed this 8-footer to maintain his one-shot lead with 3 holes to play. He made it, and another sigh of relief. Joe DiMuccio could only shake his head. Joe would tap in this short putt for his par and remain 1 behind the leader, Latrena. After an excellent tee ball at 16, Latrena left himself with approximately 100 yards to the green. Another excellent approach left him with a birdie opportunity. Actually, Joe DiMuccio again hit his tee ball too far. Leaving only 50 yards to the green, he was unable to put enough spin on his approach shot to keep it on the green. He knocked it into the back fringe. He would 2-putt and get his par. Doug Bledgy from 30 feet for another birdie. And he would make it. Doug Bledgy finished the tournament 73, 71, 144 in a tie for third. Ralph Latrena had an opportunity to give himself some breathing room. A very makeable birdie putt of about 15 feet. He missed it on the high side. He would tap in. He led by 1 with 2 to play. 17 at Sylvan Heights, one of the toughest par 4s in Lawrence County, is a dogleg left to right. Latrena hit his tee ball into the woods, but he was lucky. He had an opening. However, he hit his second shot fat, hit it into a pine tree, and now would have an obstructed shot into the green. DiMuccio hit his shot left, but had an open shot. He played an excellent play. However, the ball would not hold and ran back into the rear rough. Latrena, from behind the pine, playing his third shot, made an excellent play, knocking it to the front of the green and releasing to the back. He would play first. His putt from the frog hair ran about 6 feet beyond the hole. He would not have an easy putt to save bogey. On the other hand, DiMuccio, with that wonderful touch, again knocked it stiff. Latrena needed this to maintain a share of the lead with 1 to play. He would make it for his birdie. He answered the bell, but the fight was only beginning. Number 18 at Sylvan Heights is a par 5, reachable at 2, but protected by a pond in front of the green. Up ahead of the leaders, John DiMuccio, playing his third shot. DiMuccio almost knocked it in, leaving himself 12 feet for birdie. Smorelli from the front of the green. John Frank for his birdie. Frank would tap in for par, finish finishing the day 76-147. Phil Richards had a difficult day. He shot 80 and finished at 152. DiMuccio, a two-time winner of this tournament who last won in 1980, would make birdie on 18. He finished with a 74-145, tied for fourth place. The old-timer laughs. Maybe he knows he doesn't have too many more opportunities to win this golf tournament. The 18th presented opportunities to both Latrena and DiMuccio to win the championship. After a perfect tee ball, with 200 yards left to the green, Joe DiMuccio has a 5-iron. Uncharacteristically, he hooks it left, and by local rule, he's out of bounds. Instead of stroke and distance, however, he merely must take a penalty stroke. DiMuccio realizes the error of his ways and realizes that he might have just given away this coveted championship. Latrena, who hit a poor drive, laid up in front of the pond. His 7-iron was struck within 7 feet of the hole. With the eruption of the crowd, it appeared that Latrena now would win this tournament, unless DiMuccio could make a miraculous up and down. Ed DiCarbo, also playing in the final group, had a tough day. He finished with 76-70 to shoot 146. Doug Bledgy would finish at 73-71 to finish third at 144. DiMuccio, playing his fourth shot from one fairway, knows that he must get this up and down to maintain any chance to win this tournament. However, when his approach comes up short, DiMuccio can taste the agony of defeat. Latrena, within 7 feet of the hole, at the very least, will make par. DiMuccio knows this shot must go in. It does. The agony of defeat turns into the thrill of victory. Latrena is within 7 feet of the hole. To win the tournament, he must make this putt. A tournament that he's coveted for so long. A tournament that everybody expects him to win. It came down to this. He had been making these putts all day. Joey couldn't bear to watch. The tension could be seen in the face of everybody involved. 7 feet. And his dream stops 1 rotation short. 5 minutes before, he was the cinch winner. He had knocked a 7-iron within 7 feet, and Joe DiMuccio was out of bounds on 1 fairway. Now he experiences the agony of defeat. The 5-iron left, you hit it out of bounds, you thought it was over.
Yeah. Well, I didn't think it was over until I seen Alfie hit his third shot in there. Then I did, but it's a weird game.
The fortunes change quickly. Tell me about the putt. What were your thoughts?
Get it to the hole and make it. That's it. I didn't want to leave it short like Alfie did.
Great comeback. Great comeback, my man. Joey DiMuccio hated to say it, but Latrena committed the cardinal sin. He left it short with the chance to win. When we come back, the fantastic finish.
Over 80% of children ages 12 and older will try drugs or alcohol sometime in their lives. Adelphia Cable and the Newcastle City Police Department have teamed together for DARE. We're interested in accurate information about substance abuse, decision-making skills, and ways to resist peer pressure. Help put an end where drug use begins.
Latrena come back from just watching his opponent knock it in from off the green to tie him when he appeared to be the cinch winner, laying 7 feet from the hole on number 18. The momentum swings in golf are unlike any other sport, and that was apparent in Ralph Latrena's face. His opening tee ball on the first hole of sudden death was left. On the other hand, Joe DiMuccio crushes it down the middle. And you can see the energy that he's drawing from the crowd and the energy that he had just drawn from his putt at number 18. To his credit, Latrena hits a great long iron just right of the green at number 1. On the other hand, DiMuccio playing a 9-iron into this 447-yard par 4. He leaves his approach in perfect position, left of the hole, straight up the hill. Latrena had been chipping beautifully all day, but he could not be satisfied with that effort. They say the toughest thing to do is to get down in 2 in golf when you know that that's all you need to win. And DiMuccio had to be thinking that's all he needed now. He left his first putt about 5 feet short. Latrena had to be thinking, this putt must go in or it's over for me. A good effort. He wasn't short this time, but he hits the bottom of the hole and leaves himself about 3 feet for bogey. Unbelievably, Joe DiMuccio pulls it left, and now it is his turn to feel the swing of the momentum, the rush of the adrenaline. He had this tournament in his grasp. He was now the cinch winner, but he couldn't convert. If Latrena could make this putt, the momentum would be on his side. He did, and just by the way he walked off the green and walked to the next tee, you knew that he was now in the driver's seat. And what a great shot he played on number 2. 137 yards. He left it within 10 feet of the hole. Could DiMuccio now come back? Did he have the ability to overcome what appeared to be a certain victory when he missed that putt on number 1? The momentum would affect him. He hit it left and short. He knew that his chances of getting up and down from there were 1 in 100. And he expressed his emotion. Was it over for him? Could he make a miraculous up and down again? When you're 18 years old, you can. What a great chip. What a great touch. Leaving himself about 6 feet for par. Latrena for birdie. If he makes, he wins. But for the second time in 3 holes, he can't convert. A good putt, but it broke a little farther left than what he thought. He tapped in for par. DiMuccio, who had just missed from 5 feet, would have to convert this if he wanted this to continue. DiMuccio had given Latrena a reprieve from the governor on the previous hole. Would he now take back his pardon? The answer is yes. It'll go to number 9. Number 9, a par 4, 330 yards, was playing into the wind. Latrena would play first. Ralph had been having trouble with his driver on the back 9 of this championship, many times leaving his tee balls right. He would leave this one right, about 100 yards from the hole. And then the shot of the day. Joe DiMuccio, 330 yards into the wind, drags it to the front fringe of the green. I've been playing golf at Sylvan Heights since I was 10, over 30 years, and I have never in my experiences seen anybody drive the ball to the front fringe of the green against the wind. What a miraculous shot. Latrena, ever the warrior, would not go away. His approach left him 15 feet for birdie. DiMuccio decided to chip this ball. He was chipping right up the hill. He wanted to leave it short of the hole. But his pitch was a little too strong, and it drifted about 3 feet past above the hole. It would be a slippery downhill putt. He wasn't satisfied with that effort. Latrena would have this for birdie. In his heart of hearts, he knows this must go down. He can't anticipate that DiMuccio will miss from within 3 feet. But for the second time in 3 holes, his ball hits the cup, but doesn't go in. It wasn't going to be Ralphie's day. Second place again. DiMuccio's 3-footer for birdie. There was never any doubt. Hail to the conquering hero. For Latrena, his championship would have to wait. Great tournament, man. You were a warrior down the stretch. I mean, what are your thoughts? It's pretty tough to beat a guy. It's pretty tough to beat a guy who almost drives the green here on number 3. Yeah, but I had my chances earlier. I let him in the ballgame. Hit the hole with 2 of the last 3 putts you made. They were great putts. You great warrior down the stretch, my man. The momentum swings were unbelievable in this event. Right. Yours is yet to come, my man. Thanks. He gave it away after he argued. Take a picture. I've played this golf course since I was a kid. At least in my experiences, I've never seen anybody drive the ball within 5 yards of what is number 12. We played it as number 3. And I had a bad chip, too. I didn't want to leave it above. No, I know you did. And then you were putting back into your shadow coming back. Did you give any thought to that? Nah, I just putted it. I missed it. It was like went all the way down the bottom of the green, but I wasn't thinking about missing it. How's it feel? The momentum swings over the last 3 or 4 holes were tremendous. Have you ever experienced anything like that before? Never. We just gave it to each other back and forth. Last 5 holes. He gave it to me. I gave it to him. Tell me about that putt on number 1. You had about a 5-footer up the hill, breaking left to right to win the tournament. Looks like you pulled it a little bit. I just pulled it. Left. I hit a bad first putt. Left it short. Pulled the second one. Went to the next hole. And the chip shot on number 11. I hit a good chip there. I hit a good putt. That putt that you had on 11 did break right to left a little bit? Yeah. What is that? Back of the hole? Yeah. Great champion. Good tournament. Thanks, my man.
Tied for 4th place, John Smorelli and John DiMuccio. Third place, Doug Legge. Congratulations. Second place, Ralph Latrena. Newcastle News champion and junior champion, Joey DiMuccio.
Golf is a great game. Like no other sport, it tests you mentally, physically, and sometimes even spiritually. The pressure gets so great at times, you can't even spit. For 18 holes on Sunday, Joe DiMuccio and Ralph Latrena were never more than one stroke apart. The momentum switches were tremendous. Ralph Latrena will have his day, but on Sunday it was Joe DiMuccio, and it was one for the ages.